This is a PowerPoint that I would give a student to use on their own computer on their own time. It would start off with a warm-up exercise. I like freerice.com because they both give you math problems or other types of problems if you teach other subjects, but at the same time they help you feed the hungry. If you click on the hyperlink, it will open up the page and there will be math problems. The problems get harder and harder as you answer more correctly. Every answer you get correct, you end up getting rice. So if I click the correct answer here, negative times a negative is a positive, it says correct, and you notice I've donated 40 grams of rice to the hungry. I think this is a good way both to get a warm-up exercise in and, to do something good. Next, I try to give a simple question that the student should be able to answer pretty easily. This kind of has three parts. How many apples is he going to need? Does he have enough? And then how many does he have left over? And this should not be a problem for the student. Again, this being a review lesson, we're going to go over the 5 problem-solving steps. And this is just to remind them they've been taught this before. Then we would use something like Khan Academy. It would just explain a problem, go through it. Again, it's one of the easier type problems. Next, I would give them a problem that I would go through, or the PowerPoint would go through step by step. If the student is having problems and wants to remember what the 5 steps are, he can always press the information button, which will return him back to the slide that shows the 5 problem-solving steps. Then clicking the Go Back button will return him right to wherever he was in the slide. So the 5 steps: 1, we identify the problem. We want to find the height of the tree. Not too bad. We have to figure out what we know. We know we are standing 11 feet from the tree, and we know we have 61 feet of string out. We have to make a plan. I like to draw a picture, and a picture definitely does not have to be a realistic picture. In this case, I already know that I'm probably going to want to use a right triangle, so I'm just going to put that up there. Looking at that, I know I'm going to use a right triangle, try to figure out the height of the tree. Using substitution, we get an equation, which we solve, and then we ask the question. Does that answer make sense? In this case, it definitely does. This is another Khan Academy problem, which Khan will go over very well. Again, it gives the student a chance to just kind of look and watch, and for the students that are more visual and audio learners, they get this problem. I'm skipping through them now because they take time, and I don't think that is needed to be seen right now. I then have a couple different websites that the student can use. The Virtual Manipulative website is a very nice website where you have base 10 blocks, you can do coloring squares, you can do the different geometry shapes and sizes, and basically any manipulative that you've probably seen in the classroom, you can do on the Virtual Manipulative website. I really like the You Can Do Math website. It gives you problems that are kind of nice because they give you the word problem, but then they also give you 2 different explanations or answers.
If the price is reduced by 25%, the new price is 75% of the original price. Do it twice. 75% of $80 is $60. and 75% of $60 is $45. $45 is the final sale price.
That's what Jake thinks. Do you agree with him?
The price was reduced 25% one week, then another 25% the next week. That adds to 50%, which is one half. One half of $80 is $40. $40 is the new sale price.
Astro obviously had a different answer. When you're ready to answer, you click the Ready to Answer button. You can choose whether either of them were correct or if maybe both of them were incorrect, which is sometimes the case. One of the reasons I like the site. It will ask you if you're sure, and then it will give you feedback. In this case, obviously, it was, good job, you did it right. To end, I'd like to give a more challenging question. There, again, will be taken through it step by step, but I really want the student to think about this on their own before they press the forward button. Again, I give them a chance to look at the five problem-solving steps if they need to, and then we'll take it through step by step. We always identify the problem. What do you want to know? Well, we want to know how much each of these groups spent. Once you figure out what you want to know, the second question you want to answer is, what do you know? Once again, we figure that out from the problem. Then we make a plan. We carry out that plan. And then you have to know what you just figured out. You figured out X and you had assigned X values to each one. But this doesn't answer the question. The actual answer to the question is obviously that the band spent $250, the sports program $500, and the photography program $750. You always should check your answer. So does it make sense? Does it add up? Yes, it does. This is one way to use PowerPoint in the classroom.